lesson, not for discussion. We play with drums like shit is percussion. Stay with a hammer like this is construction. Drink too much Henny, might shoot up.
What's good, YouTube? Mascot. We're back out with another video. Today's video, we have the best 3&D wing build in NBA 2K20. Now, before we get into that, man, I just want to say my apologies for not uploading as consistent as I usually do. Recently, I've been pretty busy, and I just want to address this because I did make a community post on my community tab yesterday, pretty much saying the exact same thing, that I was sorry for not uploading, but I know not everybody's seen that, so I wanted to address it in today's video. But I'm gonna try to make videos whenever I get the chance to. I'm not gonna be able to upload every single day, but soon, hopefully, I will be able to upload every day again. But for right now, I've been too busy to do so. So yeah, I just want to get that out the way. Now we're gonna get straight to the build. Now, a 3&D wing. When you hear the name 3&D wing, what is a wing? Obviously, a wing is a small forward, so you can't make this build any other position besides a small forward. So make sure it's a small forward. And this other stuff does not matter. It's personal preference. Now moving on to skill breakdown with this build. Again, when you hear the name 3&D wing, 3&D, what does that mean? 3 means shooting and D means defense. And when you look at the pie charts, it's going to be this pie chart just based off the name 3&D, which is shooting and defense. If you made this build any other pie chart, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm very curious to know. But as of right now, this is the only pie chart I'm aware you can use to make this build. And it's pretty obvious. Just based off the name, you would think it's going to be this pie chart. So make sure you guys do pick this pie chart. Now moving on to physical profile with this build, there's 3 physical profiles I would recommend you pick. Either all agility, agility and vertical, or the balanced pie chart. Now it depends. If you want to have higher strength on your player, go ahead and pick balanced pie chart. It still has good speed, good vertical, and that better strength. Now, if it was up to me though, I would pick agility and vertical though, just so you have better vertical and you still have great speed. Now look at the speed difference between the all agility. 78 speed compared to 82 speed. That's only a 4-point difference, not that big. But look at the vertical. 68 vertical compared to a 79 vertical. That's an 11-point difference. In my opinion, that is huge. I want to have higher vertical, but if you want all agility, you want higher strength, go ahead and do that. Me personally though, I'm going to pick this pie chart. Now moving on to attributes, man, make sure you guys do it just like this so you get the maximum badges possible. You are going to max out your close shot to an 84. Also max out your driving layup. Also max out your driving dunk. Also max out your standing dunk. And your post hook, you're going to put this to a 38 so you get 8 finishing badges. Now moving on to shooting, you are going to max out your mid-range shot. Also max out your 3-point shot. Also max out your free throw and your post fade. You are going to put this to a 78 just like that, so you get 17 shooting badges. Now the reason why we're putting it to 78 and not max is because you get the maximum shooting badges by putting it to a 78. You can put it to a 79 or 80, but you're not gaining anything by doing that, so I put it to a 78. Now moving on to playmaking, you are going to max out your ball handling. That is going to be the only thing we're going to touch for playmaking, so make sure you guys max out your ball handling. Now moving on to defense, you are going to max out your perimeter defense, your lateral quickness. You are going to put this to a 71, and I'll explain why later in the video why we're putting it to a 71. Max out your steal as well. Also max out your block and your defensive rebound. You're going to put that to max to an 86, and you guys can see, here's the build. You get 8 finishing, 17 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 16 defensive and rebounding. You can add that up. That's a total of 43 badges for this 3&D wing build. Now, I know some people are thinking only 43 badges, this build's horrible. Because I know some people, they see 40 badges, they're just like automatically assume the build's garbage. But is this build really garbage? It has great finishing, it can shoot, it has good defense. It's a pretty solid build. Now, let me just explain why we put the lateral quickness to a 71. It does max out to like a 73 or 74. The reason why I put it to 71 is because I wanted to still keep 17 defensive badges, but I wanted to have max ball handling. So the reason why I took off lateral quickness because it didn't lower my badge count. That's the reason why I did that. So hopefully that makes sense. But if you don't really care about having max ball handling, I would just probably just do something like this, you know, to put these upgrades on the max lateral quickness. But the way I did it, I think it's going to be the best option, max ball handling just like that. Now moving on to this other stuff, man, body shape does not matter. I think I'm going to just pick built. But like I say in every single one of my videos, you want to make your player built, burly, slight, compact, whatever. It does not matter whatsoever. However you want your player to look, go ahead and do that. Me personally, I'm just pick build. Now moving on to height with this build. Unfortunately with this build, you kind of do have to go short. Actually, not kind of. You have to go short with this build. You have to make the build 6'5". Just the way, I'm not sure if it's just the way I made it, but I tried making the build 6'6", 6'7". It did not give me the name 3&D wing. I had to make the build 6'5". Now I did see other videos of the build being 6'6", but 6'5" is still a pretty good height, and I'm gonna show you guys, or I'm gonna tell you guys later in the video. So make sure you guys pick 6'5". Now moving on to the weight with this build, you don't need weight. I mean, you could use weight. If you pick balanced pie chart, you can really max your weight out. It really doesn't matter what you put your weight to, but since we picked the agility and vertical pie chart, I think I'm gonna lower the weight all the way down so you get some better acceleration, some better vertical, and some better lateral quickness. Now, moving on to the wingspan with this build, a very key thing. You cannot move your wingspan at all. You have to keep your wingspan as 81.6 if you want to say 3D wing. If you put it up any above, the default wingspan is gonna change your name to a perimeter lockdown. And if you go any under the default wingspan, it's gonna change your name to a 2-way 3-level score. So if you want to say 3D wing, the wingspan has to be 81.6 in the middle. So make sure you keep that in mind. Now let me just explain some stuff real quick. Take a look at your ball handling. It is a 75. If you did not know, you need an 86 ball control or ball handling to speed boost. Now we don't have nowhere close in 86. So if you guys did not know, when you get hit 99 overall, you get a +4 to all your attributes. 75 plus 4 is going to be a 79. And if you hit 99.9, you get a +5 to all your attributes. So you're going to actually have an 80 ball handling if you hit 99.9 overall. Now the reason why I'm telling you this is because if you want to speed boost with this build, you can either pick Slasher or Playmaker Takeover, and the Slasher Takeover or Playmaker is going to give you a +10 to your ball handling. So you'll be able to speed boost if you pick one of those takeovers. And look at your driving dunk, it's also pretty high. You're not going to be able to get contact dunks with this build, but I mean, it's still going to be a pretty good dunky build. I just want to get that out the way and make sure your wingspan is 81.6. You want to say 3D wing. Now moving on to the takeovers, man, like I just explained, actually you can't get Playmaker on this build, but if you do want to speed boost this build, you are going to have to pick Slasher Takeover. None of these other takeovers will help you speed boost, so you want to pick Slasher if you want to speed boost, and it's still going to be a pretty good takeover besides the speed boosting, of course. But if it was up to me, I would either pick Lockdown Defender or Slasher. Lockdown Defender, this build's a defensive build. You want to have Lockdown Defender Takeover, and like I said, you want to speed boost, you want to be more athletic, dunk on people, pick Slashing Takeover. But I'm going to recommend you pick Lockdown because it's a defensive build. You want to have better defense. That's what I'm going with personally. And you guys can see, here's the build. You have built a 3D wing similar to Kelly Oubre Jr., Chris Mullin, and Kawhi Leonard. Pretty solid comparisons, 43 badges. Now we're gonna get straight into the best badge for this build, man. If you guys do watch this video, man, make sure you guys do hit that like button, subscribe, pull up the sub count real quick. You guys can see 12,900 subs. We're 100 subs away from 13K subs. You're watching this video right now, you like what you see, do hit that subscribe button, man, turn on the notifications. But now we're gonna get straight into the best badges for the build, put this to 99 overall real quick. Let me take the sub count off, give me a minute. Now you guys can see 8 finishing badges. Like I said, you have a 78 driving dunk. You pick the Slasher Takeover, your dunkies are gonna be a lot better with this build. You're not gonna be able to get contact dunk animations, unfortunately, with this build, but you're still gonna have some pretty good dunk packages. So I would recommend you throw on Gold Contact Finisher. Only 8 upgrades. You do have to sacrifice a lot with this build. I want to throw on Giant Slayer because you are only 6'5". You need this badge if you're going against anybody that's 6'10" or taller, and you will. So I'm gonna put this badge on silver. Now with only 3 upgrades left, there are a couple badges I did want to throw on: Fancy Forward, Consistent Finisher, or Lob City Finisher. Me personally, I think I'm gonna go with Lob City Finisher. People are gonna be throwing you alley-oops to this build. It's a pretty athletic build. Now, if you're one of those people that probably doesn't want to have that, you can throw on Fancy Forward. That's what I would do if I wasn't throwing a Lob City. Even Slithery Finisher, Consistent Finisher, Relentless Finisher, there's plenty of good badges. If you don't like that Lob City Finisher, you can go ahead and change these badges up, do whatever you want to do. Now moving on to shooting badges, man, 17 shooting badges. This build has pretty good shooting. You want a Hall of Fame quick draw, you don't have this badge on, you're not going to be able to shoot. It's really that simple. Rain Extender, I recommend you put this badge at least gold. Since you got the extra upgrades, you might as well do Hall of Fame. Now you got 9 upgrades left. I recommend you do Hot Zone Hunter Hall of Fame. You have already Hot Zone. This badge will help you shoot so much better. I also recommend you throw on Green Machine Hall of Fame. It's going to help you shoot 10 times more greens. This badge will be very nice. And you got 1 badge left. I would say either go Catch and Shoot or Deadeye. Now if you're planning on spotting up a lot with this build, I'd probably go Catch and Shoot. But if you think you're going to be creating your own shot more than you are spotting up, I'd probably put Deadeye. But I'm going to recommend you put Catch and Shoot. It's going to help you out on Catch and Shoot jump shots. Plus you got these extra good badges. That's what I recommend you do for shooting badges. Now moving on to Playmaking badges. I know you'll be able to speed boost when you have Slasher Takeover and you're like at least 96 or 97 overall. But you don't really have Playmaking badges with this build, so it's not going to be the best dribbling build in the world. So just keep that in mind. I would personally recommend you throw on Bailout. It's going to help you pass out of dunks, layups, jump shots, anything you need to pass out of. I personally recommend you throw on Bailout. It's a very underrated bronze badge. Highly recommend you do that. Now moving on to defensive badges, 17 defensive badges. Now I do understand this build is only a 6'5" small forward. Hey, some people could be setting screens with this build. If you're one of those people that's going to set screens with this build, do throw on Hall of Fame brick wall, but if you're not, don't waste your upgrades. I recommend throw on Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame intimidator, and Hall of Fame pick dodge. You gotta have those 3 badges on. Hall of Fame pick dodge that help you fight through Hall of Fame brick wall screens, intimidators that make people miss shots, and clamps that help you clamp that opposing ball handler. Now with this build, I also recommend throwing Hall of Fame interceptor. You have medium wingspan, so you have pretty decently long wingspan. You have a very high steal. You're gonna be able to catch a lot of steals with this build. I recommend throwing that badge on. Now you only got 1 badge left. You do also have another high steal, so if you want to be reaching a lot, you can throw on pickpocket, a little bit higher bronze. You want pickpocket, you want rim protector because your block is pretty high too. Whatever badge you think you want, even pogo stick. There's plenty of good options. I think personally though, I'm gonna go rim protector. You're only 6'5", but you do have an 80 block, something in the 80s. You're gonna be able to get some good blocks with this build. I think that's what I'm gonna recommend do personally, but you can change it up, do whatever you want to do. It's your build at the end of the day. But that's pretty much it, man. That's the best 3&D wing build at NBA 2K20. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy this video, man, make sure you guys do that like button, subscribe. Like I said, man, we're 100 subs away from 13K subs. You watching this video right now, you like what you see, do it, subscribe, my man, turn on the notifications, and also, like I said, sorry for not being able to post as actively as I usually do. As soon as I get some time, I will be making another top 3 best position build, meaning shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. I'm not sure what position I'm going to do next. We'll see though. But my guess, I'm probably going to be doing small forward next. Make sure you guys turn on the notifications so you don't miss that video. But that's pretty much it, man. I hope you guys did enjoy. Until next time, clutch out.
I'm feeling your energy, and shorty, man, she really into me. I got lots of enemies, and they wanna act like they friends with me.